Let this square represent someone you know. The average American today knows about 600 people. This is about 9% of them. This is how many of the people you know who have had or will have seizures at some point in their lives. 54. Not all of those 54 people will have reoccurring seizures, yet even one seizure can frighten them with the looming fear of seizures for many years. This is my daughter Raelynn. Raelynn has epilepsy. On average, she's had about 5 tonic-clonic seizures every day.
Okay, sweetie.
That's 35 seizures per week. And 1,820 seizures per year. She's now 8 years old. That means that since we began fostering her when she was just 17 months old, my wife and I have seen Raelynn have over 11,000 seizures. What you see on the screen are only a small fraction of them. For Raelynn and many others, seizures are a big problem. According to the Mayo Clinic, a seizure is a sudden, uncontrolled electrical disturbance in the brain. Sometimes people have seizures because they have epilepsy. Sometimes it's because of a brain injury. And sometimes they never even find out why they had them. Seizures are bad. For a few minutes, people who suffer from seizures are often completely out of control. Their bodies sometimes convulse. They can potentially hurt themselves or others. Or other seizures cause them to be completely unresponsive for a period of time. Imagine for a moment that you have this experience. You're walking through a park. You begin to simply get a sensation throughout your whole body that a seizure is coming. It's like the entire atmosphere instantly changes, and you get a feeling of dread. Maybe the hairs on your arms stand up, or you suddenly feel sick to your stomach. Next, you get a metallic taste in your mouth, or you smell burning rubber, and then you black out. Five minutes later, you begin to wake up, but you're tired. All of your muscles are sore, from your head to your toes. You're confused. You can't remember where you are or what you were doing. And just as you begin to remember that you probably had a seizure, you fall asleep from exhaustion. Now there are several different kinds of seizures, so this is just one example, and yet something like this is the reality for tens of millions of people all around the world. I've talked with people all over the world who have similar stories.
Hi, my name is 𝗧𝗛𝗓𝗏𝗪.
My name's Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Casey.
Hi everyone.
And I have seizures.
And I was diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of 5.
I have epilepsy.
I have atonic seizures, focal seizures that can be in my mouth, sometimes tonic-clonic seizures, and a lot of myoclonic jerks and lots of types of seizures. I've tried medical marijuana, which made my seizures worse. However, I found lots of other medications to work, and the best being ketamine troches, which is very interesting. One thing I wish people knew about seizures is that they're not all tonic-clonic, and seizures come in so many forms and can look so different from one another.
Before my seizure happens, usually I get super anxious, super scared, and also sometimes I kind of go into my own little bubble. It's like everything gets muffled, like I'm there, but I'm also sort of not. Physically, I start twitching. Sometimes it's really violent twitching. Then while I'm having my seizure, I am unconscious. I kind of feel like I am lucky to have unconscious ones. I don't think I would like being awake whilst having a seizure. It must be horrendously scary. After my seizure, it happens kind of on a scale. So if at the bottom of the scale it would be that I'm just really tired, muscle soreness and headache. Then we go to like the medium sort of seizures where they're like, I'm really disorientated, I've woke up and I don't know where I am and I don't know what's happening and I'm just talking rubbish. And then it's the end of the scale where things are really bad. For example, like I can't move, I can't talk, and it takes quite a while to recover from them. So my first actual seizure was a really bad one that they thought I'd had a stroke, because I was that kind of paralysed. It's only a temporary thing, but it is ridiculously scary because coming around from a seizure is scary enough, never mind not being able to communicate or being able to move or anything like that is really scary. And sometimes you want things or you need things, but you can't communicate for how you want them or need them.
Throughout my life, I was diagnosed with Mayo Clinic, partial complex, and non-epileptic convulsive seizures. When I have a seizure, a 𝗍𝗶𝗍𝗲 seizure is just me basically blanking out. A partial complex or myoclonic, I'm conscious, can speak, but something is going to happen. I'm either going to limp and fall to the floor or a limb is going to jerk. My convulsive seizures are just that. I convulse. I'm 100% aware. I just can't speak. I'm on several different medications and I've tried the VNS surgery and unfortunately I didn't have any results, so I had it removed. Something I wish people knew about epilepsy is the effect it has on your life, and also that 1 in 26 people suffer with epilepsy, and it takes more lives than people who are diagnosed with breast cancer.
There are more than 20-30 different types of seizures. A generalized tonic-clonic seizure or grand mal seizure is when your entire brain has exceeding amounts of electrical activity going on which your brain cannot handle. You may froth, you may fall, you may your kinetic motions might get stuck in one position. Focal seizures are when a certain part of your brain, the activity begins in a certain part of your brain and then spreads out to your entire brain. A tonic seizure is when you fall down like a sack of potatoes. You might end up physically hurting yourself more. If you have epilepsy, everything in your room can be hazardous. Absence seizure is when you lose entire consciousness, entire awareness. People have this notion that a person is doing that on purpose. They are like, oh, he or she is not responding. I am talking to them. I'm trying to help them, but why? Why is she or he not responding? Absence seizure is very tricky because it seems as if you are conscious, you're awake. You are awake, of course, physically. You're there. But you're not there consciously, so one may never know when can a person experience a seizure.
So what do I have wrong with me? I have epilepsy, I have
immune disease,
Not a good one.
𝗧𝗛𝗢.
I have spaz.
𝗧𝗛𝗢.
I could be a doctor. The bladder failure, they don't know if it was a seizure or it was a lumbar puncture that went hideously wrong. And I mean hideously wrong. I couldn't walk for about a week. Medications. I take sodium valproate, that's otherwise known as 𝗍𝗶𝗱𝗲.
And 𝗑𝗏𝗧.
And 𝗍𝗏𝗧. Ideally I want to be on CBD, the same as 𝗑𝗏𝗀, but because of coronavirus, that's not going to happen.
There's something in the world worse than seizures. And I'm not just talking about the countless other illnesses that exist. Certainly there are many other conditions that we might say are worse than seizures. Many people around the world live in constant pain without any treatment options whatsoever. And while current medical technology has not been able to eliminate seizures for many people, the vast majority of people who have seizures are significantly helped by the treatment options available. It's estimated that up to 70% of the people who have epilepsy could live seizure-free if properly diagnosed and treated. Not every kind of illness or disease has that kind of hope. But when I say that seizures aren't the worst thing in the world, I'm not talking about other illnesses or diseases. I'm talking about hopelessness itself. Hopelessness is the worst of all conditions. My daughter hasn't been significantly helped by the treatment options that she's had so far, but even if she has seizures for the rest of her life, she still has hope. Hope is knowing that there's more to life than seizures. Hope is being part of a family or a group of friends that loves you. Hope is knowing that at the end of the day, when this life is over, even with all the pain we've been through, that every little thing is going to be alright.
Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I rise up this morning and smile at the rising sun. With 3 little birds singing on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, our melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you.